Good Monday evening. Welcome to this week's weekly weather briefing. It is March the 19th, 2018. Tomorrow is the first official calendar day of spring. Meteorological spring has been in session for 19 days, but obviously we are definitely not in spring. We saw some snow, big snowflakes last Sunday, and we might even be looking at a chance for more snow to be flying in the air on Tuesday, tomorrow. So one more time, a graphic with March flowers in the background with some snow on top because it might be something that we see one last time. So that Tuesday precipitation chance tomorrow, rain and snow possibly, gusty winds, cold high temperatures, well below average temperatures are to continue. We'll see how long they will last. And then a weekend rain chance comes in for next weekend. So let's go ahead and look at what we're probably all waiting for, that Tuesday precipitation chance. Some of you want to know, is it going to snow? Is it not? Scattered AM rain showers to begin the day. Rapidly falling temperatures are going to begin to move in throughout the AM hours. So say probably around 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, temperatures are going to go from the lower 40s to the lower 30s very, very quickly as that upper level low spins into the area. There's a very cold core of that cold upper level low that moves across the surface, and that will be moving into our area. But at the same time, as soon as it moves out, temperatures will rapidly rise, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But as those temperatures fall, it will allow some of that rain to mix with and eventually change over to snow around the late morning, early afternoon hours tomorrow. And then that rain eventually mixes with snow again around the mid-afternoon hours as those temperatures begin to come back up. Scattered evening and rain snow showers, gusty winds around 15 to 25 mile per hour with higher gusts and cold high temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. So overall, tomorrow's going to be a very raw day. Something about the first day of spring. I remember 2 years ago, it was just snowing, just spitting snow on the first day of spring. So I guess this is just something that we're going to have to get used to. The Futurecast radar for Tuesday at 1 p.m. shows that we have some light snow, light rain mixing with each other across the purchase area at this time. Now, you can't take this for exact. You have to take the general idea, which is that there will be a chance for some rain and snow showers tomorrow afternoon. Notice this is for tomorrow at 1 p.m. And then we look at the same corresponding time frame, but this time we're looking at temperatures. Notice how there's a very cold core, but it's very, very narrow, or I guess a very closed-in area of cold temperatures, possibly as cold as the freezing mark for an hour or so, and then temperatures begin to come back up. This little cold core of air will continue to slowly progress to the east and to the south, and will follow the track of that upper level low. So as that moves in, temperatures fall very rapidly. As it moves out, temperatures begin to rise. And then wind gusts for tomorrow look to be anywhere, like we mentioned, between 15 to 25 mile per hour with some higher gusts in there. So it's just going to be a raw, blustery day. But unfortunately, it's a work day, school day. We have to get out. We have to get into it. Well below average temperatures, how much longer are they going to last? I've heard so many people wanting spring to actually arrive and stay here. We've had some little bouts of it back and forth, but not anything in, I guess, spectacular spring weather. We've had a couple of days this past week, but we haven't had a prolonged spring weather. It's been very short-lived, and this time we're talking about yet another bout of short-lived spring-type weather. Then temperatures are likely to fall again. Let's keep in mind it's March. March is the tale of two stories. We have winter, we have spring, and so it's hard to get just one or the other. It's very easy to get both, and so we've been seeing that off and on since the beginning of March. So until Thursday, below average temperatures are going to continue. Now by Friday, 60s may return, and that might be coming with a rain chance that we'll talk about here in a minute. But look at those below average temperatures. This is the eastern half of the United States. Notice that just about all of the eastern U.S. coast is under average for their temperature department, including our area, just a little bit below average once we totalize the entire week. If we take away the Friday, Saturday, Sunday time frame where temperatures are supposed to be in the 60s, then we're looking at well below average temperatures between now and Thursday. So this is going to be a few more days of cold weather before we can get to that welcomed warm weather. But is it really going to be welcomed with a weekend rain chance coming with that with that threat of warmer weather? It's like I've said in previous videos, it's very hard in March and really any time in spring to get warm temperatures and not get rain to come with it. We're trying to transition from winter to spring, and in order to do that, you have to have a lot of active weather And when it gets active, it warms up, or I guess the other way around, when it warms up, it's pretty active. So we have an active storm track right now, and it's helping to keep things alive, and this is helping to keep our temperatures up and down a lot. A warm front lifts through the area, moving northeast. I'm very confident about that this upcoming Friday, Saturday time frame. But this will allow for rain chances to increase, and we may even need to monitor for the chance of severe weather, but we'll have to wait until we get closer to Saturday to talk more about that. The Futurecast radar for Saturday at 12 p.m. shows that we have cold air mixing with that warm air, a very strong cold front, or rather a warm front. You can tell that we have some mixed precipitation and some snow on the leading edge of it. That will not affect our area. That will be well off to our north and east around Indianapolis, Chicago area. So if you're going there for next weekend, you might need to monitor those travel plans for that time frame. But in our region, we're just planning on rain, and temperatures will respond to that in the upper half of the 50s to lower and middle 60s. 15-day temperature trends. Here's your highs and here's your lows. Notice that we're looking at overall pretty warm weather, but we have to get past Thursday and Friday before we can get to that time frame. And notice after that, it looks like for the majority, we have a couple of dips, but we're not looking at anything major. Now, keep in mind that this is ensemble data, so this is not just one particular model. This is several different ensembles from one particular model ran together. So this is more accurate than just looking at one ensemble or one model in particular. And so we are looking at, I guess, an accurate depiction of possibly what could be in store for us over the next 15 days. Here's your low temperatures. This red line is showing the freezing mark. You can tell a couple of our mornings, possibly Wednesday and Thursday morning, we dip at or below freezing. A light freeze, nothing major, and not looking at any real big frost concerns either, with winds remaining not calm. So that's going to help any of those new budded trees that have come up right now to stay alive and not cause any damage to those kind of trees. But notice as we get closer to that Friday, Saturday time frame, we start to see those warmer lows, those warmer overnight temperatures, and corresponding warmer daytime temperatures. So really, it looks like there is light at the end of the tunnel. We just have to get through Thursday and Friday. The 7-day precipitation, of course, melted totals, in case we do have to have some frozen precipitation in there with it, are going to range anywhere, it looks like, according to this, between an inch and an inch and a half, but always give or take a half inch to an inch or so, depending on where you live. So tomorrow, there is that chance of snow. Nothing is going to accumulate. That's something I didn't mention because the ground temperature is very warm. It's not going to be like last Sunday where it fell so fast that it didn't have time to melt it, so it just accumulated. This time it is going to fall at a slow enough rate that the ground and the road and the air will be able to melt it a little bit. Our air temperatures will be just about similar to the last Sunday event, so everything pretty similar to that event, except it's not going to be falling near as fast and not lasting near as long of a duration of time. So therefore, no impacts are expected from this. A heavy burst is possible every now and then that could put down a quick slush, but that would quickly melt off. Temperatures are going to come up during the evening hours tomorrow after that cold core of the upper level low moves out of the area, and then temperatures will begin to fall due to the nighttime cooling on Tuesday night. So everything overall is going to not be impactful for us, but just to keep that in mind that there will be that chance of snow tomorrow. It's very short-lived, but once again, the first day of spring. Eventually we'll get there.